right, I'm Michael Halcomb, and this is the Messed Up to Setups podcast. And today I got Jerry Morrison with me, and he's going to bring a joke, and we're going to workshop it, hear the origin story, whatever, and then also make up some jokes on the spot. You are not going to want to miss this, so stay tuned. All right, I'm Michael Halcomb, and I have with me comedian Jerry Morrison.
Good,
Jerry,
man. How are
it?
you? Good to be here.
All right, it's good to be recording with you again, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing a joke that you have, and this whole episode.
We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.
Episode is
joke
just
heavy,
jokes dripping.
I'm going to say
heavy.
up top.
Yeah.
Creating jokes on the fly stresses me out, but I'm here for. I signed up knowing we were going to do this, so we're going to do our best. I'm going to do my best. It is not my forte. I have to ruminate and totally think, and so this is going to be probably bad from my point of view. But
oh, that's all right, bro. It's stressing a lot of people out. And do you do crowd work at all?
No.
Like in your set?
I'm too sensitive. No. I'm afraid that I'll try to do crowd work, and then that person will say something either funnier than what I said back to me, or something mean back to me, and it'll hurt my feelings. And I'm just like, no, thank you, no thanks.
That's funny. I was doing an episode recently with a female who's just started, and she's kind of coming the opposite. She's got a background in improv, dude. So she's like, I love doing crowd work.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. That also feels like people that do improv like to do crowd work. I'm not an improv guy. I mean, I do, obviously there's some element of doing comedy that is thinking on your feet in the moment, because you got to read the room, and if something's not working, you got to be able to pivot. There's a lot of that, but just improv, man, again, stresses me out. Yeah.
So let's give us share with us a joke or a premise or a topic or something.
Well, I kind of wanted to share. So this is because it's relatively new, and it's something that I've been workshopping for a while and incorporating into my set. It's my new opening joke, and so I set out at the beginning of this summer to start writing. All my new material was going to start off squeaky clean, and so so I wanted to share. I wanted to share a little this joke, and we can go into kind of how I worked on it, and if we want to we can talk about that and see if there's any punches. But the premise of it is what got me started. So it's about my glasses, right? So we talked about, in the first episode, we talked a little bit about my glasses, and I wear these glasses when I perform. And so there's a great comedian, his name is Miles Weber, and he has this bit. It's about opening bits. And he says that as a comedian, when you walk on the stage, the crowd, based off of how you look, your name, how your voice sounds, all these things, they're making assumptions about you, right? And your job as a comedian is to either lean into those assumptions or to shatter those assumptions with jokes. And so when I sat out to kind of write I had some material I was performing. It wasn't feeling like it was connecting with the audience. And so I was like, I need some new opening material. I need this new 5 minutes, but I need a new opening joke. And so we just decided one of the first things people see about me when I walk on stage is my glasses. And so I've started saying, I just start off my set by saying hey, I recently got some new glasses. My partner picked these glasses out for me. And I say, I like using the word partner because it keeps you all on your toes. And that usually gets a laugh, because people weren't necessarily they're like, oh, haha. And I'm like, you're all thinking now, is he? Is he a lawyer? And so that's kind of the opening. That's kind of the first joke, which I like, because it's everyone's already thinking about the glasses. And then I say the word partner, which I use. It is funny to use the word partner. My partner is a woman, but kind of just leaning into that ambiguity, right? You say partner, and people are kind of already assuming that you're gay, and so I actually take it a step further. I say, is he a lawyer? And I'm half of you are convinced right now that I'm at least bisexual, and it's maybe I am. Maybe the only thing keeping me from being bisexual is I haven't met the right man yet, and I kind of do this whole thing, and I kind of follow down, but the whole thing is based around my glasses. My whole opening 5 minutes now kind of starts with my glasses, but it's that first joke that I love. Like, it's just because I come in, I immediately address and say, hey, I got these new glasses. My partner picked them out, but I love the twist where it's like, it keeps you on your toes, right? So.
Right. Right. I was thinking about, so this would be a little bit of
no worries.
I'm not trying to be unkind, but
no worries.
Like, so you could offer a contrast there with, like, after you do the lawyer, like, is he a lawyer or like an unkempt ophthalmologist?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You got, like,
yeah.
Hair,
that's
right?
funny.
So
that's a fun word to say.
Word, I think.
Well, so I just did an open mic last night, and so I actually started a new opening with a new bit where I'm like making fun of my voice, where I'm like, yes, this is my real voice. I know I sound like a Muppet, like if Jim Henson grew up in Appalachia, and I'm like, my hair looks like I look like Beaker. Like, I know I look like Beaker, but like post-divorce Beaker, right? Like, or I'm dating apps. I'm Beaker's glow up. I'm dating apps Beaker. I'm sexy, single, and ready to meet. So that's been funny. And then I transitioned to the glasses by saying, someone told me the other day that I look like Flavortown's biggest Smash. My glasses made me look like Flavortown's biggest Smash Mouth fan. And so then I transitioned into the glasses. Like, I liked unkempt optometrist is a funny phrase because it's got a lot of good consonants and like those are always funny. Yeah, that's great.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So the unkempt optometrist, whatever you want to say there. Eye doc. Yeah. Eye doc is even funny.
Well, and I go on, so I keep kind of digging into the glasses where I'm like, so I say, so I do a little act out where I'm like. I had to go with fun glasses because otherwise, like, this is what we're working with, like a 45-year-old Magic the Gathering enthusiast, right? And then I do a little play out with that. That's fun, but I keep leaning in, I think, and then I do a little bit later where I'm like, my partner picked these out, but I'm like, she could have picked out anything, and like, I'm glad like that she thinks that they're attractive. Like, she could have said anything, and I would have been like, all right. Like, she could have been like, I think monocles are hot, you know?
Right. I think, like, it's interesting to me when you pull the glasses off and then, like, the punch there to be, like, another thing I thought of was, like, could you do, like some version of unkempt Uber driver?
Kind of to stick with that theme, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's interesting, dude. You could do a whole minute or so where you like take glasses off, put them on, and you become like different things. I
was actually going to do that. That was actually the premise initially of the bit, and the only thing with that is somebody sent me a bit that Dusty Slay does where he's like, this hat changes me, and like he takes his hat off and puts it back on, he does about a minute and a half of that, and it's like, it's not exactly the same, and I had never seen that bit before. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, ugh, that's a little too close for comfort for me. Like, I don't want to get a reputation of, like, even if it's not true, of like being a joke stealer. So I just keep it to like, I do one, and then like keep it super short to where it's like, I'm not harping on that. I would love to be able to do that. Like, I would love to like draw that out and like really get absurd with it, because there's so much absurdity that like. Because that's the thing is like that's where the jokes are, right? Like, if we want to talk about joke writing at a high, like a lot of people, I learned this from that comedian Miles Weber. I do some comedy coaching with him, and that's one thing we talked about is like you want to get to that point to where like when you're coming up with these punchlines, like the first 3 or 4 things that you think of, even 5 things, are going to be the things that kind of everybody thinks of, right? Like, and you don't, like, if you're making a joke and the guy in the crowd already knows what your punchline is, like, that's not good, because he's going to be like, well, I could do that. Right, so you want to get to those 5th, 6th, 7th ideas where it becomes more difficult to think of things, and then you're trying to think of the most absurd things that you can, right? After you've written down all of the first things that come to your mind, and so then it's like getting to those absurd like situations, and it's like that's where the funny is. That's where it's like like that's the twist or the thing that people don't see coming.
Escalating, right? It's the elevating, escalating. Yeah. I wondered too, dude, if you could find some way to do the taking glasses on and off that it's different enough.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like I think you could, dude. I think with a little. All right. So here's an idea I just thought of. So what if the first one, like is the attorney, and then you become the unkempt.
Yeah.
What did
No.
And then you like
Optometrist.
no,
Optometrist.
No, you take them off. You take them off, and you become the proctologist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just
just medical.
ones.
Well, and so there's
Like-
a bit that I do later that I'm actually I'm still trying to workshop, and this might be a good thing to talk about. But when I doing the monocle, I'm like, if she would have come to me and be like, "Hey, babe, I think monocles are super hot," and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I could. Yeah, okay. I think I could wear a monocle for sure. And I say I'm firmly entering into my Mr. Peanut era, right? And so and then what I'm doing now is and it's not always landing. It is sometimes, but I'm like I said that to her I'm entering into my Mr. Peanut era, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you are." And I'm like, "Hold on a second. Do you think Mr. Peanut is hot?" And I'm like, I kind of do look like Mr. Peanut. Like, I'm kind of casual Friday Mr. Peanut. Or I like the word unkempt. I could be like, I'm like unkempt casual Friday Mr. Peanut. Or post-divorce Mr. Peanut. But then I say, or as my ex-wife likes to remind me, not Dr. Peanut.
Also,
You could do, so, yeah, we can go back,
So
yeah.
I'm hung up on it. It's I think you can pull. I think you can pull it off, dude. With them on hipster, with them off welder.
Yes. I'm trying to think of some of the ones I had. So it's I like on. It's on. I was like this guy. I say this guy will invite you out for drinks and a party after work. Like this guy will invite you to join his Dungeons and Dragons party. Like
nice.
And
I like that.
I had a few more where I was going back and forth. It's
I love it, dude. I think you should toy with. And here's another idea with that. If it wasn't themed like they were all medical things, another thing you might be able to do is use different pairs of glasses,
Right.
so it isn't the same hat.
Okay, yeah.
You could do these glasses make me look like, and you could just bring up all sorts of different glasses. Have some in your pocket that you're pulling out.
Could be the glass.
That could be the monocle. You could
I
literally.
thought about trying to get a monocle somewhere and using. I'm hesitant to do prop comedy, but it could be funny. Or if I just kind of casually during the set, just kind of casually hang it from my have it hanging from a chain or something, and just kind of casually pull it out where I don't even draw attention to it, but it's just I could wear, because I do say I could wear a monocle. I used to wear a wallet chain. I could wear a monocle on a chain. Yeah, that's fun.
Right. Thing you could do, bro, so it doesn't seem like you're doing the hat on, hat off kind of thing, is intersperse it throughout your set. Just every now and then pull a new pair of glasses or
So I do. So I transition out of the glasses into a bit about condiments, and I talk about mustard. That's kind of how I get into a bit about I hate mayonnaise so much, and so that's another thing about. So Miles has in his, if you haven't seen this bit, I'll send you a link to it. It's Miles Weber opening bits, and he does an opening bit about opening bits, and it's so funny, and it's actually very useful if you're trying to write opening bits. It's super helpful.
I've said it 1,000 times on this podcast. I think opening jokes are the hardest to write. For me, I struggle. I was talking with my buddy on the podcast last night, and he's like, "Well, can you just imagine you're writing them for somebody else?" And I was like,
"Yeah,
it doesn't work that way.
Man, it's just tough. It's because you want to come out and you want to get a laugh quick, and it's you got to find that hook so quick." But one of his other ways to write an opening bit to get a hook is have a hill that you're willing to die on, an absurd hill that you're willing to die on. And so mine is that I hate mayonnaise. I hate mayonnaise so much, and so I transition into this condiment bit, but I do, going back to what you were saying, at one point I say something about mustard, and I'm mustard is hot sauce for white people. And then I take the glasses off, I'm this guy thinks it's just a little too spicy. Just a little too spicy. So I play with that a little bit. I try to use that as a persona, this guy versus that guy, right? I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. Thanks, man. It's fun.
Thought of if you did with the glass on hipster, pull them off, and it's gonna rely on facial expression, but hipster, pull them off.
Right.
Mental institution.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I like to play the dichotomy there of like, and I like to do things that are a little. We were talking in the first episode about kind of like the vibe that I give off on stage is typically like this warm, inviting, likable personality, and so I like to do things kind of subtly at first, but to kind of like flip that on its head a little bit. My opening jokes are silly; they're so funny. Like my opening 5 is pretty silly. It's about my glasses and my condiments. Those are funny. Like it's just silly, and we're gonna have a good time. But then I transition into some of my family jokes, where it's like I make some jokes about my family, and my family life was not great, and some of my jokes are dark. Right. But I like to start at some point, like dropping in little bits of something where it's like, oh, like I maybe wasn't expecting that from the condiments guy. Like something maybe a little dark or a little maybe just like, because I have some jokes that are very dark. My mom passed away a couple years ago. We did not have a great relationship, and I make jokes about it. Right? Like I have jokes about it. Yeah,
good
because
good for you.
I'm a healed person. I've done the work, and so I can. So anyway, that's not. I like that idea of like doing the and using the glasses off, maybe to slide in something that's a little maybe like I didn't expect that from the guy.
Yeah, I wonder too if you used different, like a few different pairs of glasses, if that would cause you to see the audience differently at any given time. That's funny. I know you don't do crowd work necessarily very much, but like that could be funny. Or like when you put on a different set of glasses, how's it cause you to see like the certain person in the audience?
That's an interesting thing. Like, so are you familiar with James Acaster? He's a British comedian. He's really, really great. He's one of my favorites. Him and Mike Birbiglia right now are probably my 2 faves. But Birbiglia is amazing. But James Acaster has a special on Netflix. It's a 4-part special called Repertoire, and it's genius. It's a masterpiece. But he does stand up from. He creates this whole character in this whole. I don't even know how to explain it. But he has a whole like he's pretending to be a undercover cop who is undercover as a stand-up comedian, and that affects the way he talks to the crowd and the way he does crowd and like the way he says, because he's doing them in this character. I'm not doing it justice. It's really cool and really fun, but I like that idea of like having a mechanism to be able to address things from a different angle, right?
Yeah.
Because one thing I've learned about comedy is like your goal as a comedian, well, is ultimately to make people laugh. And I used to get so hung up on telling the truth, and that got in the way of me trying to get a laugh. And it's like, no, you can kind of say whatever as long as people believe you, as long as people believe that you think that it's true, or believe, then you so if you can sell it, so if you can like do this character where it's like, I think that's super interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I always say never let the truth get in a good joke, right, or a good story. Like, and it's all about like what universe you're creating while you're up there, and inviting people into your little universe and to play by the rules of your universe for the few minutes that you have.
And all they have to do is think that it's funny, but I think they also kind of have to believe you. Like they have to believe that you believe what you're saying.
Right. Like it's funny because I'll like I think the key to being with my wife all these years is like making her laugh. Like she thinks I'm really funny, but people will ask her all the time, "Do you go to Michael's shows?"
No.
No. He just doesn't really go to my shows, right? So do you think he's funny? Well, yeah, I think he's like funny every day. We laugh, but when he's on stage, he seems like he's trying too hard, right? And then, but the real hang up for her is that I'm trying too hard. It's that the stories I'm telling aren't factual. Like every detail, I'm embellishing, I'm making crap up. But the people in the audience, they've bought into that story. Right? They don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
They bought into the story and my universe and my world, and like they're willing to suspend, I think, their judgment about that and come into my world for a few minutes. Like, whereas my wife's like hindered by the.
She knows you too well, and she knows the situation. Yeah, I have a bit. I have a bit where I talk about face wash versus body wash, and how my partner has a whole nighttime routine that she does to get ready for, and how she's always trying to get me to use face wash. And that's a good example of like I've taken some liberties, and like the way that I tell that story is not factual really, but I'm emphasizing parts and maybe embellishing or making up parts to be funny. But the idea is like I don't know why face wash exists. Like I know what it is, I know, but like I don't get it. Like I use body wash and that's fine. And why is she always trying to get me to use like face wash? Like yeah, it's pretty, but it's like, yeah, but it's not, you know, she's like, that's not how that happened. And I'm like, well, okay, but it's a joke, you know? So like, you know, you embellish things and you know that it's embellished, but nobody else does. Like the crowd, like they don't know.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. 100%. So yeah, I just look at it like these people, especially for like a paying show, right? These people have paid to, at the end of a work week, to come and be just entertained in the form of laughing. Yeah. And my job is to essentially tell an entertaining story that makes them laugh. And I invite them into my entertaining world. Like, yeah. So before we do the jokes on the spot, I want to talk about persona for just a second too. You like talked about like your persona's like kind, like being kind, right? So this comedian Mike Lucas, I've mentioned a few times on other episodes, he's written some stuff, and he has this little formula where he talks about to really get at persona, you do like, his formula is Michael Halcomb, the blank guy. And you fill in the blank. So, like, for me lately, I've, like, even just yesterday, I modified it again. Like, I think it's something like Michael Halcomb, the transparent mess. And I leave off the word guy because it doesn't work as well. So, like, that's kind of like where most of my comedy flows out of. Like, I'm over transparent, probably. And when I'm sharing, it's usually like some mess I've got myself into. So, like, I'm just like, transparent mess. I'm wondering, could you, like, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but could you use that kind of formula and come up with a descriptor for yourself? Like Jerry Morrison.
Yeah, like, I actually, that's pretty easy because a lot of my comedy is rooted in this, and it's the self-deprecating nice guy, right? Like, a lot of my comedy, I try to be kind, except to myself. You said that a minute ago, and I almost retorted, you were like, you know, you do kind comedy, and I almost said except to myself. Like I am open. I'm an open target. Like, because like I know me better than anyone, and I know all of my insecurities. And what a fun way to deal with those insecurities than to just put them out there. It's like I call it like getting 8-miled. Like, I'm just going to 8-mile this situation before anyone else can, right? Like, I'm, like, you know how he goes up and he's like, that's how he wins the battle. Is he like, by point. Exactly. And so it's like, I'm going to go on stage and I'm going to go ahead and like, that's why I started talking about my weird Muppet voice. It's like, I already know that I hate the way that I sound on a microphone. Like, and everybody hates the way they sound on a microphone, but it's like, you know, but like, I'm insecure about it. Like, I'm insecure about this. I'm insecure about that. So what's the best way to deal with that? I'm going to go up and I'm going to make fun of myself. Like, done. But do it before anyone else can. It's like, kind of helps me grapple with those insecurities. And like, I'm doing it from a point of a persona where it's like, I'm somewhat apart from myself. And so like, it takes away some of the power of those insecurities in a way of like, it can. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. Sorry, go ahead. I have a joke. And so I talked a little bit about, I have some dark jokes. And so I have a joke. I make a joke about my mom passing away, and it's like, it's a little dark and it's maybe a little stabby, like pokey, and it's like every time I say it, either people are like, they say, or like they don't know what to say. And I've started like, I'm like, actually love that, because like it gives me an opportunity to be like, listen, like, y'all don't know what to say, that's fine. Like, I love that, because, and then I like keep piling on, like, listen, like I pretty much say like my mom died and she ghosted me. Like, we haven't talked, and I was like, the joke is like, my mom passed away. We didn't speak for like 20 years. So she ghosted me long before she died. People are like, ooh, they don't know what to do with that. I'm like, and so I'm like, it gives me an opportunity to be like, y'all don't know what to say. And I love that. I'm like, listen, no, y'all can feel free to laugh because she missed my high school graduation because she got arrested for shoplifting cigarettes like that morning. She's not going to show up here at the Bunkin' Nut Pig or wherever I'm doing. Like, we can laugh, guys. It's okay. Like, but it's one of those things where it's like, because of like the people aren't expecting it, but it's like, it can be sad. Yeah. Like, but I have learned. And so for me, that's a joke where it's like, that used to be part of my opening bit. And I'm like, people were not on board. That's too much. That's too much in a 4-minute open mic. Like that. Or a 5-minute guest, or wherever I'm doing, like even an 8-minute, like, whatever, like that's too much. But I found if I can lay some groundwork and get people on my side at the beginning where I'm like, hey, I'm happy and fun, we're having fun, like I'm silly, then I can drop that in the middle of a set where it's like I've built some rapport with the crowd and they like me. They know that I'm not a damaged person up there trauma dumping on them. So like at that point, it's okay to get an awe. Like if I get an awe or a like that's a reaction, and so at least I know what I said hit something, and so I can take that and be like, oh no, we're gonna have some more fun with that. Like you had a reaction to that. That was a reaction, right? Like so, I don't know. It's interesting.
Right.
It's a fine line because you don't want to be sad guy up there the whole time.
No, I agree. Like, and that reaction is better than no reaction.
I would rather a groan or an awe than nothing. I hate when people don't do anything. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I have a whole section of like you of like darker stuff, and I have found that if I give permission at the outset of that, what I'm about to say, you are free to laugh at. That has like done it for me. Like that has generally removed the awe and replaced it with laughs. So that's been a good little rhetorical maneuver. I added in a bit about therapy. I have a small bit. I don't want to be like the therapy comedian. It's a little overdone, but I have a small bit that I do about therapy and trying out jokes on my therapist and some stuff like that. Like, but I say in that, I'm like, I'm telling you this because I'm about to say some jokes that are a little darker. Like I'm telling you that I've been to therapy because to give you permission to laugh, to let you know that I've done the work. Like I'm not getting up here at this show and like saying these things for the first time. That would be absolutely wild. Like I'm not dumping this on you for the first time. Like I've done the work. I'm healthy. I'm good. So yeah. Well, let's go in and see if we can make
I've been trying to stall.
Stuff, dude.
I've been trying to stall. That's what I've been trying to do. So okay.
So for those of you who are watching, you'll be able to see this on your screen in a second. For those of you just listening, that's fine too. If you're watching, you can you're going to see my website, michaelhalcomb.live, pop up here for a second. And I'm not trying to do self-promotion necessarily here, but on the site, like, so I have a daily blog and stuff. I write about comedy almost every day, and podcast episodes and all that stuff. But over under my social tab, if you scroll all the way down, you're going to see 3 links that say Joke Writers Lab, the Joke Writers Lab. All right, the first one is to a Udemy course that I created. It's about 4.5 hours of content just on how to write jokes. The second Joke Writers Lab link is to a private Facebook group where comedians are just in there and we post jokes and workshop jokes with each other. Anybody's free to join that, by the way. And then the third The Joke Writers Lab link is the one we're going to look at here. That's the important one for this episode. Crud, I just closed it out. Let me reshare. But this one will take you to a page, actually a separate website I've created with a bunch of joke prompts. Okay, so what this, you'll see it here in a second. Boom, there it is. All right, so I just coded all these little things, and they kind of get me, if I'm like in a writer's slump or something, like the juice is going, this is, come here and just fire up, click on one of these buttons. So we have jokes from headlines, cliches, roasting. We'll stay away from roasting for you. We'll do the 2 lists, jokes from fallacies, rhetoric, joke structures, and a bunch of other things. They're all timed. You know, we're comedians, so when we're on stage, we're timed, so I thought that was a good idea. But so here's how it works, like jokes from headlines, for example. This is my dynamic news prompt generator, and if I click the button, it'll pull a prompt from some news headline in the world today. So, right, 2025 Emmy nominations, Severance and The Penguin lead the pack. Okay, so then I would just hit start writing challenge and I can start trying to come up with punchlines in the box there. So the idea here is we just bounce back and forth trying to see if we can make a joke. Doesn't have to be hilarious, doesn't have to be that funny, just going for something, right? So like 2025 Emmy nominations, Severance and The Penguin lead the pack. Coming in last, The President.
Right. And I thought it made me think of like penguins when they march, like so like something about this, being severed when they march, and waking up in a new place. Like that's where my brain went first. Like where they don't even know, like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, that's where my brain went first.
That's interesting. But what if it was like, usually you gave me an idea. 2025 Emmy nominations, Severance and Penguin lead the pack. Nominations made by people
that's
who
funny.
Are all severed, or penguins who were all severed.
Using the term innie and outie would be funny because that's a people know that. So like somehow like Emmy nominations, all the votes were cast by their innies or something, or cast by their outies. Something about the innies or outies casting the votes, I think is funny. Yeah. 2025
Emmy nominations, Severance leads the pack. They're thinking about changing it from
Emmy nominations to
Emmy nominations.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's good.
I forgot about that whole Emmy outie thing. That's funny. All right. Let's see what else. New York City pounded by rare flash floods.
Yeah. So rare flash floods, that makes me think of like a really bad superhero. What if it was like New York City, or like I don't know. He's a bad super, like rare flash flood is a bad supervillain maybe.
Oh, instead of
right,
the
like
Flash?
because I mean, to me, New York City is synonymous with superheroes. But I'm trying to think of the joke there. I'm really
New York City pounded by rare flash floods.
I don't know. This is
a tough one. New York City pounded by rare flash floods.
Or you could do it. You could do a steak joke. Followed by a medium well snowstorm.
That's good.
Yeah, like something. That. I mean, just I'm trying to think in one-liners. I'm not a one-liner guy. I have a buddy who's like king of one-liners, but that could be pounded by rare flash floods, and then the punchline is a play on like medium well or something. That's a funny punchline.
I like that. New York City pounded by rare flash floods, but how do you say unrare?
Right, well done is unrare, but if you don't want to play into the stakes, like rare would be something that happens once in a lifetime. Something that happens all the time is what's a funny word?
More rare, however, New York City being covered in trash. Something like that. New York City pounded by rare flash floods, while New Jersey Governor Chris Christie pounds rare.
Yeah, that's
steak.
funny. That's a good bit. Yeah.
So let's try another one. See what we can do here. There's one. Let's see. Tesla launches Model Y in India with elevated price tag amid high tariffs.
Yeah, that's too much.
A mouthful. That's too much. Some of these are just like doing over and over. Let's try a different form here. Jokes from cliches is kind of fun. So this is just like thousands, pulling from a random list of cliches. One-stop shop, for example, and par for the course, shoestring budget, so on and so forth. So we'll do one here. Contemplate my navel. Have you ever even heard that?
Never.
Phrase?
It's
I've
like
never heard that.
navel gazing. That made me think of an orange, like like a thoughtful orange.
Slap on
All right.
the back. Let's do this one. All right,
Let's
slap
see.
on the back. Oh, slap on the back.
My mind goes to, it feels like, so a slap on the back is a good thing. Like, oh, you're giving someone a slap on the back, like a pat on the back. Like that feels like an accolade.
Right.
But slap on the back feels underhanded. So it's like something to their, you're saying doing something to their face, but then you're giving them a slap on the back. Like there's a turn there that could be good.
Slap on the back, spit
Yeah.
in the face, or like,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Like,
I don't know.
and slap on the back, my mom's signature
Yeah.
move to my
Yes.
stepdad.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Slap on the back.
Gosh, I'm sweating. These are so stressful. No, it's fine. I'm having fun. No, I'm having fun. What was? Hold on, you just passed one up. You
Let's
passed.
see.
That's
I can't go back.
Dude,
That's
something
like
about
the
a
whole thing
duvet.
About this. Yeah.
duvets are the weirdest thing to me. They're a blanket for your blanket.
They are, dude. Yeah. And they remind me. Oh, what's the
A
the
bidet.
toilet that you sit on?
A bidet.
Raise your bottom.
I
Get
listen.
confused.
I was writing
Yeah.
a joke about the thing that I miss the most while I'm traveling is not my partner, but it's my bidet. Because that's actually true. And I went to see a comedian. He was opening for Josh Johnson, and he made that joke. Before he even said it, I leaned over. I was like, he's going to say bidet. And I'm like, I knew it. Like, it's like he already wrote it, and it's so good.
Well, that's like a good
Sure.
sign, though, right? Like, it sucks, somebody got your
Yeah.
joke before you did, but you're like, okay,
But,
I'm like in the same like arena.
It's like, yeah, I was like
thought.
in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
Okay, like at least I can think of funny things. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see here. Good things come to the...
Good things come to those who wait. Let's see if we can do something
Bad things
with
come
this.
to those... I want to play on something with weight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people are overweight.
that's where I was like, ugh, that's something. If you, I want to like tie it into the word weight, like WEAGHT, but like as a way to say people who
Right.
lift weights, like blank things come to those who wait. That's kind of dumb though.
Good things come to those who wait. Gym creeps come
Yes.
to those who lift weights.
That's fun. Yeah, that's at least a start. Like,
What do you call like a guy who like a gym creep? What are there's a word?
it?
For
I don't
that.
even-
I can't think of it.
I don't know.
Like Jim Bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. But, yeah, one of those guys.
Good things come to those who wait. Okay. The only thing we have to fear is intelligent raise. No, you're fine.
Sorry,
you're
I'm,
fine.
like,
No,
flying
you're
through
good.
these. I'll slow down.
Yeah.
And we'll try another version here. So this one's
Okay,
fun,
yeah.
I think. All right, so this I got like
Okay.
1,000 jokes that real actual comedians have told, and I chopped
Okay.
off the punchline. So it just leaves the setup, dude. So the idea is that we now try to finish their setup with our own
Okay,
punchline.
all right.
So that's kind of interesting to me as well. So tonight, the San Francisco Giants could win the World Series. In related news, Trump could lead us into war. I don't know. Tonight, the San Francisco Giants could win
On
the
a
World
related note,
Series.
San Francisco has greased their light poles. Because you see where people climb the poles when they win the world, like when there's something. I always like on those like to say on an unrelated note, but it's totally related. Yeah.
Right.
On an unrelated note, San Francisco has put cooking oil on all of the light posts across town. I don't know, something dumb like that. But yeah, I don't know.
Tonight, the San Francisco Giants could win the World Series while losing all their credibility. I don't know. A lock of Justin Bieber's hair sold on eBay today for over $40,000. I don't know much about Justin Bieber.
No, I don't either.
Let's see. We'll see what we got here. Carnival Cruise Line has announced a brand new all-you-can-drink cruise. Let's do this one.
Carnival Cruise Line has announced a brand new all-you-can-drink cruise. I like.
If you're thirsty enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say like something about bringing a straw. Like.
That's good. I like. Just bring a
Yeah,
straw,
like
drink
that's
out
the
of
idea.
ocean.
Is like that's the all you can drink. Is like you drink the ocean.
Yep. The BYOS,
Yeah.
bring your own straw. You
Yeah.
can drink out all the ocean
Yeah,
water you can
all
drink.
you can drink cruise. The downside is it's ocean water. I don't know, like yeah,
Yeah, that's good. That's very succinct. I like that. The downside of
yeah.
ocean water. That's really good. Carnival Cruise has announced a brand new all-you-can-drink cruise. And you could do another like in related news. Carnival Cruise Line has also announced that you can get a virus, a
Complimentary virus is
with
funny.
each ticket.
Or you could take a twist and say something like Carnival Cruise Line has announced a brand new all you can drink cruise, and then it's a drink that you would not want to drink. A lot of like milk. I'll give my partner props
Right.
for that. She was like she just texted me milk.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are fun, dude. You did a good
Thanks,
job.
appreciate
Man.
it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, they're fun.
no need
No,
to
I know.
explain
I'm kind of doing a bit, but also not really. I do.
Um,
Yeah, those are fun, and you're exactly right. So I actually do a writing group on Wednesdays online with some other people, and we do things like that where it's like just a topic and you write. And you're exactly right. It is a wonderful way to get your brain to be thinking silly. Like what you're coming up with
Right,
maybe isn't
right.
funny at all, but it's getting your brain
Yeah.
to think silly and to try to think of those
exactly.
most off the wall things that you can think of. And then when you go,
Just to get into
yeah, exactly. And then when you
playful
go to
mindset.
write your material, you're like, oh, I'm already kind of in this state. And like it may trigger a thought on a punchline that you have where it's like, if I got really silly or really fun, like really just kind of playful or really ridiculous with this punchline, like that's going to be really funny. Like, you may be
Yeah.
stuck on like making it be this one thing. I have a joke. I have a joke that I'm working on about my dad getting arrested for dog fighting. The joke was that, and it's like I don't know who won, him or the dog. And then through this writing
Nice.
group the other day, it was like we came up with the punchline of like the moral of the story is there are no winners or losers in this situation except for me because I had $100 on that Pomeranian, which I maybe would have never thought about that, but it like points the focus back on me, and it's like kind of silly and random, and Pomeranian's a fun word.
It's good. Yeah, and there's like some benign retaliation there. A little
And
bit
Pomeranian's
too, so
a fun
that's
word to
nice.
say, but that's like,
Yeah, Pomeranian.
but that's a way. Again, it's like
Yeah.
because we were being silly, and you kind of just get. Those are great exercises. That's really cool that you have that on your site. That's awesome.
Yeah, right on, man. Well, Jerry,
Yeah,
dude,
man.
it's been good to have you on. You guys who are watching, listening, go check out jerrymorrison.me and find him on socials and all that, whatever coming
Yeah.
up with him on there. So check that out. And once you've done that, go check out michaelhalcomb.live. All kinds of cool stuff on there as well. And a daily blog about comedy, funny stories, and podcast and all that jazz. So
Yeah, you as well.
Good to meet you, and great hanging out with you today, dude. I appreciate you carving
Yeah.
some time out.
This was a ton of fun, Michael. Thank
yeah.
you so much for having me.
Absolutely, man. And for those of you watching, listening, we appreciate you tuning in as well. Share the video and help us get some traction. We'd appreciate it. We're gonna stop there and say we hope that helps.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.